Good morning, grade 6. Today is March 30, 2020. So I will be continuing our lesson yesterday, which is in chapter 3, lesson 1, food and energy. I have discussed yesterday two important nutrients that body needed, which are fats and carbohydrates. So this is the continuation. We are on the third nutrients, which is protein. Have you ever see an engineer before? Or have you ever asked or see what is their work? For a civil engineer, they build structure like building, roads, bridges. For mechanical engineer, they assemble cars, sports car, automobile, any kinds of car. Okay, that is the work of mechanical engineer. Now, in our body, there is like an engineer inside our body. And then that is in the form of nutrients. Nutrients such as protein helps our body to grow, to do repair, and to fight diseases. Okay. Protein are nutrients that contains nitrogen, carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen. Your body needs a protein for growth and tissue repair. So same as engineer, they build. They also do repair and maintenance. So same also with protein. So I will give you the basic functions of protein. It's a source of energy, same as fats and carbohydrates. Protein is also a source of energy. Next, it is responsible for growth of our body, particularly tissue, bones, hair, and nails. Okay, it also repair the worn out cell in our body. So if the cell is not working properly, protein is there to help the cell to do repair. At the same time, to replace. And same also with the tissue. It also helps to fight diseases or sickness. Here in this page, it discusses the two types of protein. So I will make a short summary for that. The two types of protein is complete protein and the incomplete protein. For the complete protein, you could find that the protein in animals, particularly in eggs and meats, fish, milk, and etc. What does meat? What are the meats here? Like chicken, beef, turkey. What else? Turkey, lamb. Okay. So for incomplete protein, you could find it in the plants. Okay, plant source food like nuts, beans, avocado, kiwis, berries, and etc. So here are the types of protein. So if you're going to do a short summary or an outline of the previous topic that we have, carbohydrates have two types, the simple and complex. Simple is a quick source of energy, while complex, it's a long source of energy. Okay, for the fats, you have three types, unsaturated, saturated, and then the trans fat. For the protein, complete and then the incomplete. For the complete, you could find it in the plants. For the incomplete, you could find, for the complete, you could find it in the meat or animals. And then for the incomplete, you could find it in the plant source food. Now, there are some diseases that you can get when you are lack of protein. The example of disease that you could get when you are not taking protein properly is the kwashiorkor disease. A kwashiorkor disease is caused by lack of protein diet. Children and adolescents requires protein growth and development. Why? Remember that the function of protein is to build and it is also responsible for our growth and the development of the body. So for this children, okay, for this child who are lacking meaning they are not eating properly intake of protein. So what happened? They have a big tummy here, but big tummy, but a small build of body. So it's not normal. It occurs mostly in areas of famine and limited food supply. So the possible place you could find these diseases in a poor village or in a poor area or country because they don't have money to buy food. By the way, carbohydrate food is more cheaper compared to protein. If you're trying to compare the price of the 1 kilo of chicken compared to 1 kilo of rice and 1 pack of bread, bread is more cheaper compared to chicken. So that is the reason why in other country people are just eating carbohydrates, eating just rice and bread without protein or meat because they don't have money to buy. They only want to fill their stomach so that they will not be hungry. So feeding the children with bread and rice without proper protein can cause kwashiorkor. Okay? But there are also people who take too much of protein. So why they take too much of protein? They want to join a competition like a bodybuilder competition. So there's a competition for women and men who wants to have a big muscle. Okay, so they take extra protein. They don't eat too much, but they take like a protein shake, protein cracker, protein capsule, so that they will have a bigger muscle. Remember that the function of protein is to build, to repair tissue and muscles, right? So now, so that they have a bigger tone of muscle, they take extra in a form of capsule, in a form of shake, in a form of cracker. Okay, so there's a lot in the store. If you wanna buy protein shake, there's a lot in GMC pharmacy. You could buy protein shake powder. Sometimes it is in a form of capsule or in a form of cracker or biscuit. Now let's go to the next topic. This page. Let's apply it. Both meat and plants food source are source of protein. To obtain essential amino acid from plants source alone, you need to eat a variety of plant food. So in number one, classify. Put a check mark beside the food that contains complete protein. Circle the food that contains incomplete protein. Remember that complete protein you could found it in animals and incomplete is in the plants. So the instruction here is put check mark beside the food that contains complete protein. So you have fish here, beef from the cow, chicken, and eggs. Okay, so this four is complete protein because it is from the animals. So explain, did you determine your choice for the eggs? Okay, yes, because eggs contain complete protein because it is from the chicken, which is an animal. Number three, write the names of three protein-rich animal food not shown here. So the meat that is not shown here is lamb and turkey. Number four, what diet advice could you give to vegetarian? Remember, vegetarian is only eating vegetable source of food. So there are also, remember, plant is an incomplete protein. So for them to get the full potential of nutrients from the protein, they need to eat variety of plant foods to get different types of protein. Okay? So let's go to the next part. Vitamins. Unlike some nutrients, vitamins do not provide body with raw materials and energy. Instead, vitamins act as a helper, molecules in your body to have a chemical reaction. Now, vitamins is a helper. Okay, that is not a major nutrients needed by the body, but this helps the major nutrients like protein, fats, and carbohydrates to work properly. I'll repeat. Vitamins is the helper of carbohydrates, protein, and fats to work properly. There are two types of vitamins, the fat-soluble vitamins and then the water-soluble vitamins. What does it mean? Fat-soluble vitamins, they are dissolved in fats at the same time they are stored in our fatty tissue. So fat-soluble vitamins includes vitamin A, D, E, K. So fat-soluble vitamins is just stored in our body, particularly in our tissue. They will only activate when the body needs it. While water-soluble vitamins are vitamins that is dissolved in water and they are not stored in the body. What does it mean? So, unlike fat-soluble, body is storing it. But water-soluble vitamins, they are dissolved. Once you intake a food with vitamin C, it is dissolved in the water. At the same time, body is not storing it. Example, remember when you take vitamin C tablet. After a few hours or minutes, when you pee, okay, you can see your pee is darker yellow or yellow. Okay, why? Because vitamin C is dissolved in your body. So you will pee it or you will it goes to your sweat. So vitamin C and all B vitamins are water soluble. That's why you could take it every day because it is just dissolving in our body. That's why vitamin C is prescribed to drink every day because our body needs it. At the same time, it is not stored in our body compared to fat soluble. Okay, there are some deficiency for people who are lacking vitamin C. So based on this article, let's read. In 1970s, many sailors developed a disease called scurvy. Dr. James Lane put a sailor with scurvy into a group and fed each group different foods. The sailor who fed citrus fruits recovered from scurvy. Soon, all the sailors were eating citrus fruits and scurvy disappeared. Today, scientists that scurvy is caused by lack of vitamin C, which is found in citrus food. You know what is a scurvy? Scurvy, if you have it, you will have gum diseases, some rashes. Why do most of the sailors have these diseases? Remember, when they're working, okay, in the vessel, which is usually they sail couple of months, they don't have enough supply of food before. So usually they only have canned goods, they only have meat, which they can store in long period of time. But for fruits, of course, fruits you could only store fruits without the fridge in a couple of days. That is in old time. But now since we have a technology of freezer and refrigerator, okay, so now sailors and other seamen and seawomen could have their proper supply of food. Okay, so before most of the sailor they have this because they don't have proper food in their vessel or in their ship or in their boat. That's why they have scurvy. But now since we have the technology of fridge or freezer, they could store proper food now, which could help them to have a good source of nutrients. Now, here are the list of vitamins. So the vitamins is here, sources is here, function is here. The instruction is circle the fat soluble vitamins and underline the water soluble. So I circle here uh, the fat soluble vitamins, which is A, D, E, K, and then I underline this one. And then I tick the uh, if the vitamins is stored in our body. So fat soluble vitamins are stored in our body. I will continue this one in part 2.